Right. Mr. Ide's submissions next? No, I think he didn't have one. Okay, let's get back to staff recommendations, just while we wait for, I suspect, Mr. Kirkwood, who's not due till 4:10, so yeah, okay. Righto, let's go.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. We're up to page 21. Page 21, down the bottom there, project, two-thirds of the way down, project 877, specific regional projects. This refers to the Hawke's Bay Cultural Trust Earthquake exhibition in Napier Museum. This is about the second or third time this has been carried forward. Smaller amounts each time. As the museum develops the earthquake exhibition in the new museum. Now, we all know the museum's completed or near to completed. They're just shining up the insides. This should be the last year, hand on heart, that this has to be carried forward. It's $45,000. It's funded from a special reserve fund set up about 2 or 3 years ago on the Hawke's Bay Napier Leasehold Endowment Act. So this should be, when it's gone, it's gone. So.
Questions first, though, Councillor Douglas.
Given that it's likely to be spent, why don't we simply pay it?
Well, yes.
Yeah, this is for specific stuff there. I mean, it is not just a lump sum for a payment of a service that has been identified already. It is the final work that will go into developing the display, and that needs to be detailed. So there is nobody to pay yet. So we'll hold on to the money until we've actually decided exactly what we're going to do. Yeah.
Sorry, a bit obtuse. Given it's still likely to be paid, are we really wanting to fill the world with bits of paper between, I presume it's Napier City, and ourselves? And I can't see any reason why it won't be expended. Therefore, why don't we just expend it and they set it in a reserve fund, they're going to use it? I mean, I can't see into transactional costs mounting up to any great extent for any particular reason. I'm happy to be overruled. But it seems to me you're going to do it. Why don't we do it?
Suitability on
it's the emergency management team that have been working on this, and I think they will want to have a significant input to it, and therefore it's best if we pay for a service once it's delivered.
Moved and seconded. Did you?
You okay, mate?
It's been moved and seconded that we follow the recommendation. So, Mover, do you wish to speak? Well,
I don't want to make a big issue.
No, order. Let's go through the process. Mover, you wish to speak?
No,
Seconder, you wish to speak?
Chairman, I do wish to speak. It's actually been there for 9 years. It was first put forward as a $100,000 grant to setting up a display to highlight the emergency management, and it was Jeremy Dwyer who actually first moved it. So the rest of it has been spent on displays, temporary displays on that, and I think it is important that it's not just a gift to Napier City. This is actually a regional council interest with its emergency management hat on to see that we are presenting that. And this was kept in reserve until a permanent exhibition could be put up. We're very close to putting up that permanent exhibition, but it's important that this council does have input into that, and it's not just a gift over to Napier City.
Other speakers? Councillor Gilbertson.
Mr. Chairman, this is the trouble when you get new people on board. Something's been going on for 9 years, no one to change things straight away. I'll speak against because I think that's quite refreshing that we just pay them the money. If they've got a surplus, they can give it back to us next year. But it's actually simplifying things, which is not something we like to do. But it's a sensible approach. Here's 45 grand. Spend it. If you don't spend it, give it back, and it's done. And they won't give us any back, and it's sorted. But otherwise, it'll sit there and we'll round and round in circles for another 9 years. So I actually commend Mr. Councillor Douglas for his radical new approach to business affairs. So I will vote against this one, but if I'm prepared to second his motion if it comes up.
Mr. Chairman? Yes, could I ask, if it goes back so far and they're going through this huge redevelopment, do they still want to do it, or they've changed their plans for what's going to be inside the new building? It's a heck of a lot of water's flowing under the bridge since this was first mooted.
Yes, they still want to do it, and in fact the display, the bulk of the money has already been spent on a display that went into the old museum on the basis that this one would be translocatable to the new one. So it's well in train and well in hand.
Thank you. No other speakers? Put that motion in. All those in favour, please say aye. Contrary, no. Carried. Thank you. 21, interest group liaison.
Thanks, Mr. Chairman. This is the carry forward of the money that was originally given to Council by the Office of Treaty Settlements in acknowledgement of the set-up costs and some transitional costs for the Regional Planning Committee. And as you would expect, it was never intended that it all be spent in the first year, so this is really the process to carry forward the money that is still sitting in there. And our management accountant has proposed that we actually carry forward 25,000 into the 13-14 year and 25 into 14-15, and the corresponding income as well. So this is really just a carryover of that one-off fund that was received by the Regional Council.
Well, just any questions? First of all, Councillor Curtin.
Does it match the extra expenditure?
Approximately. I mean, it really does depend on the number of committee meetings that are held and also the training opportunities that come up. So we've just given a sort of a rough 50-50 split. And if there's going to be any, there could be a couple of $1,000 potentially carried forward next year. But we believe that the 25,000 is a maximum, absolute maximum expenditure.
Well, in line with the last comments, perhaps we just give it to them now.
We don't actually know who they will be necessarily.
Further questions? Someone wish to move? Councillor Rose moved. Councillor McGregor seconded. Anyone wish to speak? Put that motion. All those in favour, please say aye. Contrary, no.